Join the Community Wine and Spirits monthly wine club, the Mutual Satisfaction Society. You'll receive 3 carefully selected bottles every month, complete with tasting notes and detailed information on each wine, all for $90. Join in the next 24 hours and get 20% off your first shipment. Want fancier wine? We got you. Join the Mutual Satisfaction Society Plus for extra satisfaction. $150 will get you 3 very special bottles. Let us take the trouble out of selecting great wines that you will love. Your first shipment is 20% off just for listening to View the Right Thing. Join the community today at www.communitywineandspirits.com or DM us at CommunityWS.
There's more than meets the eye to this double feature episode of View the Right Thing. In the first half, Wes and Alexis roll out to watch the feature-length animated movie that attempted to soft reboot a popular toy franchise, but ended up making a whole lot of young boys cry at the death of their hero in 1986's Transformers, the movie. After that, the Transformers moved to their highly anticipated live-action debut with the flick that coined the term Bayhem, with Steven Spielberg producing 2007's Michael Bay-directed feature Transformers on View the Right Thing.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Hey, welcome back to another episode of View the Right Thing. I'm Wes.
And I'm Alexis.
Hi, Alexis.
Hi, Wes.
How are you?
Oh, I'm pretty good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Pretty good is pretty good.
Yeah. Things are going well.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything in specific going well? I'm assuming the play is going well?
The play's going well. My face just... There we go.
You froze on my end. That's all right.
No, yeah, the play's going really well.
That's good.
Yeah. We had our read-through.
Mm-hmm.
It went really well. People are awesome. And, yeah.
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 Don't be too concerned when your face freezes on my end, because I think it's not frozen on your end, so it's all good.
Okay. I'll just ignore.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
That's great.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
See any cool new trailers?
I saw a trailer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I made a point to watch a trailer.
For you.
Because I have trouble remembering.
Yeah.
And I saw the trailer for Night Bitch.
Oh, yeah. With Amy Adams. That's high on my list.
Is it?
Yeah. Comes out at Christmas.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Oh, that was an interesting trailer.
Yeah. So, struggling mother realizes she's slowly turning into a dog.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
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 I don't really know about that.
I think it's going to be great.
I'm hopeful.
Yeah. I mean, they're releasing it at Christmas, which is a good sign. It's Amy Adams, which is a good sign. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I mean, I suspect they're probably shooting for an actress nomination for her. That's why they're releasing it at Christmas. That's my guess.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was initially drawn to it because I was like, ooh, Amy Adams, what is this? And it just got weirder and weirder the more I watched the trailer.
Yeah.
So I'd love to see more trailers that they put out.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm sold, but yeah,
okay,
I get what you're saying. Maybe you need just a little bit more.
I do.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, I saw that one. Recently saw the Minecraft trailer is out now.
After from the game?
From the video game, yeah.
Okay.
They're doing a movie, and it's kind of live action. So it's like mix of live action and CG. And it's got Jason Momoa, and he looks, I don't know, they gave him a weird wig or something in it. And of course, Jack Black, because he's obligatory in every like video game / kid movie. So he has to be in them.
Huh.
And the girl from Wednesday.
Jenna Ortega?
No, the British girl that's her roommate. I mean, she's not British on the show, but she's British in real life, I believe.
Mm.
Yeah, did you see Wednesday?
I haven't seen all of it.
But you know, she has a roommate who's like super colorful and happy, and
Oh, yeah.
Her. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, she's in it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I also saw the Megalopolis trailer, the Francis Ford Coppola movie.
Oh.
I think that's it looks like a mess. I mean, it looks visually cool, but it's interesting because it's sort of got an architect vibe, like he's holding a T square in it, and it's sort of about him sort of designing and controlling a city, including like whether people move, or they're frozen in time, essentially.
Oh.
It's Adam Driver. It's got Aubrey Plaza's in it. Some other people I'm just blanking on who all is in it, but it's a big cast and a good cast. Who's the girl that played Missandei in Game of Thrones? Daenerys' little BFF, her slave turned advisor.
I have no idea.
I can't remember her name, but she's also in the Fast and Furious movies. Yeah, she's the girl that Ludacris and Tyrese are like squabbling over in multiple films.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember her name, but she's in Megalopolis?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, she's one of the leads. And it visually looks amazing, but it looks like maybe Coppola's got his head up his own ass, so we'll see how that goes. I mentioned that when I was watching the trailer with Des, and she said it's funny because it strikes me as a movie about architects, because that's sort of how architects are kind of viewed, like stylistically very, very cool, but things don't work, and it's because they have their heads up their own ass, and so like maybe. I'm curious about it because my understanding is that there's a moment in the movie where the theater employees have to interact with the film on behalf of the audience. So I'm curious how that's going to work when it goes to home video.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to have to watch this trailer.
Yeah.
Because I have no idea.
Yeah. I mean, it looks really, really pretty, and it's really cool, like visual style. But
yeah,
and I think he funded the movie himself, Coppola. Probably because people were like, no.
No one else was like, yeah, let's throw our money into this. I mean, if you have the funds to do it.
You would think that like Coppola would be like an easy, like, oh yeah, let's back his movie. So it makes me think that studios maybe were like, no.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
It kind of seems like if you want to get something made that is like a passion of yours, you have to put the money in yourself, because studios aren't paying for passion. They're paying for something that'll make them money.
Yeah. Adam Driver is pretty proven. People like Aubrey Plaza. Let me look up who else is in it, because it's I think it's a big cast actually. Megalopolis. Giancarlo Esposito. Natalie Emanuel, that's her name. Shia LaBeouf, John Voight, both people we just saw. Lawrence Fishburne, Talia Shire, Jason Schwartzman, Grace Vanderwall, Chloe Feynman, D.B. Sweeney. Haven't heard that name in a while.
Wow, me either.
Balthazar Getty. Haven't heard his name in a long time either.
I don't know that I've ever heard that name.
Oh, Balthazar Getty was in like Lord of the Flies and Lost Highway and the Young Guns movies. But yeah, Twin Peaks. Dustin Hoffman's in this movie. So it's a pretty accomplished cast. It's not, not just a bunch of rookies.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know.
Even though I wouldn't be opposed to a bunch of rookies.
Yeah, probably would help you out quite a bit. But yeah, yes, I don't know. I don't think it'll be very good, but I'm interested in seeing what it looks like.
When does it come out?
Christmas.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, if Night Bitch comes out at Christmas, and that's like the...
Yeah, but if you're funding it yourself, you can, and you believe in your own project, you probably could put it out.
Oh.
You could dictate when you release it, right?
I guess.
Whereas, like, if your movie is made by, the corporations are deciding when to release stuff. I don't know. I could be wrong about all of this stuff. Who knows? I did watch one other trailer.
Ooh.
Wicked has a new trailer out.
Why?
I don't know. Like,
Didn't it already come out?
no, yeah, no.
Is it still not out?
No, it just came out to like Thanksgiving, I think.
Oh my gosh. I feel like so many people have talked about it that I thought it already came out and I missed it.
No. I guess maybe by the time this podcast episode comes out, maybe it'll be out, but I don't think so. I think it's like closer to Thanksgiving.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I want to see it, but I don't care greatly about it, and I'm a little bit. So I've heard the Defying Gravity song, and I've heard a little bit of that popular song, right?
Like ever or in?
That's it. Yeah. I mean, I've heard it over through various things. Like Glee did Defying Gravity, right?
Oh,
Or
you've never
whatever.
seen Wicked?
No, I've never seen Wicked. So I'm a little bit nervous to watch this movie and have this be my first Wicked experience because I like stage productions a lot. And I almost always walk away from a stage. I think even if it's maybe not a great production, I always walk away feeling like it was because it's just there's something magical about seeing stuff live.
Yeah.
And I like movie musicals as well. But if it's bad, it will taint my Wicked experience. I'll go, oh, I don't like Wicked, So
Yeah.
it's tough. I'm a little nervous to see this, and I'm not sure I'm going to see it in the theater. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got a good cast.
Yeah.
I probably should see it in the theater. Our friend Phil from
Yes.
Cinema Life and everything is in the movie. So yeah. So I probably should see it just to
Yeah,
be
we
like,
gotta
I saw
support
you on the
Phil.
big screen. But yeah. So I don't know. I'm interested. I'm
Yeah.
interested.
Yeah.
There's some interest.
I'll see it with you.
Okay, we'll go see it.
Okay.
Drag Jeff to it. I don't know if that's this kind of thing or not.
Well, I go to his movies, so he can come
Yeah.
to one
Yeah.
of my style movies.
Yeah, you hear that, Jeff? Yeah.
Dang it.
Does
Yeah,
listen
Jeff.
to our podcast.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. Oh, yeah, I'd be okay if you didn't. That's fine. Whatever. I'd listen to his podcast if he had a podcast.
Right? It would be on anything and everything.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that guy's got a lot of interest.
He is a wealth of
Yeah,
knowledge.
he really is. He really, really is. Every time I see him, he tells me something I've never heard of or know about.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. He's a sponge. It's really cool.
Yeah, take that sponge. Oh, wait, that was a compliment. All right. All right. Should we talk about these movies, this double feature we did?
Yes, but also,
Oh, yes.
if you're listening to this podcast, make sure that you wherever you listen to podcasts, you can comment, subscribe, rate, review. I think that's like all the same thing, but I'm just reiterating. And interact with us. We're on TikTok as View the Right Thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're on Instagram and Twitter under VRTR, at VRTR movies.
VTRT
Dang it.
movies. View the right thing.
VTRT. Yes, we post
YouTube.
updates. YouTube. That's right. We're on YouTube now.
Yeah.
Which is at VTRT.
Yeah,
Correct.
so you go youtube.com/@
Uh-huh.
VTRT movies, and that'll take you straight to our page. There are multiple, weirdly, some View the Right Thing. We used to have a different page,
Mm-hmm.
got locked out of it, which is why I had to create a new page.
Boo.
And
That's great. It's new and improved.
yeah, oh yeah, it's really new and improved.
Yeah.
And then there's somebody who does like basketball content,
Uh-huh.
also called View the Right Thing,
Mm-hmm.
at VTRT movies. That's how you get us. Same as our Instagram.
Yeah.
Same as our Patreon.
Patreon.
Yeah.
Yes. And we have special aspects of our Patreon.
Yeah.
You don't have to pay.
No, it's free. There are paid tiers where you get some goodies.
Mm-hmm.
But free is great. Free is great. Just the support and the interaction is good. But if you do pay, you get access to, there's Patreon exclusives, like you get to watch the video version of this where we don't know where to look, but there is video. There's shout out opportunities. Let's see, well, this is a November episode, so that means that we get to do new shout outs. So
Yay.
let's do a little shout out for Dre44, great musician,
Hey, Dre.
great friend. His name is actually D. Love the dude. He's so sweet and kind, and he has a lovely significant other. Hi, Liz. And he takes care of dogs, which tells you, like, I think I've said this before, tells you like what kind of human being he is. He's a caring human. So we love Dee.
Yes.
So yeah, that's Dee's shout out for the month of November. You can also watch movies with us if you are in that tier. And then there's some other stuff too as well. So it's great.
Yeah.
Join our Patreon, but free if you want.
Yes.
Yeah, we're happy to have you there free. Oh, we do a newsletter every week. Did you know that? You knew that.
Mm-hmm.
We do a newsletter. It goes out every Sunday telling you what the next movie is in case you missed the previous episode.
Yeah.
It lets you know if we have any special guests and what their bio is or whatever. And we always tell our Viewsters how much we love them in the newsletter.
So much. So much.
Yeah, so you can be a part of that if you just go over to patreon.com/VTRTmovies and join. Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Now, do you want to talk about double feature?
Now I want to talk about the double feature.
What did we watch today?
So we watched a lot of Transformers.
A whole lot of metal robots.
But we watched the first of the Transformers. We didn't watch all of the Michael Bay. Like we haven't been here for like 12 hours. We watched Transformers the movie, which is the OG Transformers cartoon movie. Yeah. Which has amazing voices like Orson Welles and Leonard Nimoy and Peter Cullen.
And Frank Welker. Frank Welker is Megatron in the original.
Amazing. Also Judd Nelson.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
It was the 80s.
Yeah.
It came out in 86.
Scatman Crothers was in that?
Yes.
Okay.
I was not I don't know who that is.
Scatman Crothers?
Yeah.
He's a lot of people would recognize him from The Shining. He's the caretaker.
The boy's got the shinin.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're talking Simpsons, but yes, that's groundskeeper Willie. Oh boy. Yeah, Scatman Crothers. So yeah.
Amazing.
This was Scatman Crothers. Oh, you saw Scatman Crothers
when?
In something else, right?
Did I?
I feel like we did. Hold on. Okay, hold on a second here.
Was he in the dog movie?
The dog movie. Oh, Sounder?
Yeah.
No, that was Taj Mahal.
Right.
I think we did another movie with him, maybe. Oh, you might have seen him in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. He was in Twilight Zone the movie.
Oh.
Let's see. Why do I think maybe not? Maybe we didn't do another movie with him.
That's okay.
In it, but I thought maybe we did, but I guess not. But yeah, are you hot already? Yeah. So just for everybody, we're gonna sort of date this. So we're doing this in September, and it is beastly outside.
It's a heat wave,
and the air conditioning inside wasn't keeping up with it, and now the air conditioning is off for the episode. So
we're gonna be fine. It's gonna be great. Just thinking cold thoughts.
So this was Scatman Crothers' last film. It was also Orson Welles' last film.
Wow.
They both died. They were both in their 70s. Scatman Crothers died in like November, and Orson Welles died in October.
Oh wow.
And I think Orson Welles had recorded his lines 5 days before he died.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he was like really ailing in his health, and it affected his line delivery, and that's one of the reasons why it's so digitized and like it doesn't sound like Orson Welles that much because they put so much distortion and stuff into it. Yeah. And that was because he was like having trouble breathing, and
oh my gosh,
he's not doing well.
Poor Orson Welles. Well, I was wondering about that because the voice, I knew that he was playing Unicron.
Yeah, I think unicorn, but
yes. But I was like, that doesn't really sound like what I remember Orson Welles' voice to sound like.
Apologies if people are hearing a chainsaw or something in the background. I don't know if it's going to come through in the audio, but holy cow. It feels like there's a chainsaw directly outside my window.
I feel like we should be watching Halloween again.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, so we watched Transformers the movie.
Yes.
Here's what IMDb says about it.
Yes.
The Autobots must stop a colossal planet-consuming... Sorry, let's try that again. The Autobots must stop a colossal planet-consuming robot who goes after the Autobot matrix of leadership. At the same time, they must defend themselves against an all-out attack from the Decepticons.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. And so you had never seen anything Transformers before. So this is a really unique experience because you went into this not knowing anything about the mythology. Now, when this came out, there had been 2 seasons of the cartoon series. So how did... Well, I guess the first question is, for this first one, did you enjoy the movie?
Yeah, it kind of felt like one really long music video.
Yeah.
You know?
In a great way, right?
Oh, yeah. The music was fantastic.
Yeah,
I didn't really feel like there was much of a storyline. Just because
it's The Godfather. The face you made. The face you just made. This is why you guys should be Patreon subscribers. The face you made.
What? Because it was just like action, 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 explosions. Wow!
Yeah, but it's also The Godfather.
Wait, are you being serious
Yeah.
or facetious?
No, I'm being serious.
What?
Yeah, it's about you know, rival factions who've been sort of warring with each other for a long time, and the leader of the group dies and passes the torch on to someone who's not ready for the mantle, who in turn essentially passes it on to another younger person. It's The Godfather.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
Blowing your mind.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't really... I think I was just... I felt like it gave me ADD a little bit. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, it's made for people with short attention spans, to be honest. Like,
Okay.
It's just like keeps moving, and it's like a lot of action, a lot of strobe effects, a lot of like music.
Mm-hmm.
You got the touch. You got the power.
The music was so good in this.
It really was.
I kept Shazamming. I'm like, who's this? Oh, who's this?
My favorite part was when you were like, "Is that? It is Weird Al."
It was so good. There was just like the first note I wrote was "Hello, 80s music."
Mm-hmm.
I was very excited about that.
I had forgotten about Weird Al, but then as soon as it came on, I was like, "Oh yeah, Weird Al." And Daniel, who did the UHF episode, had mentioned there's a connection. He told me there's a connection with Transformers and the movie that we did, and I just had forgotten. And then he's like, "You're gonna know as soon as it happens." It's like, okay,
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah.
Oh,
So you did enjoy the movie, so that's good. Well, let's talk about some of your notes, and
Okay.
and I can give you some like weird, interesting factors. Oh, let me preface this with saying, obviously this is Alexis's first time, so she is not a Transformers expert. I am not a Transformers expert at all. There's a lot of like interesting trivia if you're a Transformers person, but I'm probably not going to go over that because I want to keep this like more general. It's a lot of like, did you know that such and such Transformer was originally in this and then got cut out of it? Or this is a reference to, the colors of these two robots were referencing such and such robots from the TV. And I was just like, no, we would spend days talking about
it's
references.
too hot for that, friends.
Yeah. So,
It's just too hot.
so it'll be a little bit more general.
Yeah.
Apologies.
Yes. Before I knew what Unicron was, I was just like, oh no, it's a planet eater.
Yeah.
It's
cool though.
I know.
Yeah.
But also just sad at the same time.
It's very Marvel.
Yes.
Which is a Marvel product.
Which I had no idea.
Yeah.
Like Transformers always has been a part of Marvel.
They did the comic books, I think.
Okay.
I don't know their involvement it's a Hasbro product. And Marvel doesn't do the current comic books. IDW does the current comic books. So
what's IDW?
It's a comic book company.
Oh, okay.
Like a DC or Image Comics or Marvel. It's just another.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. I will say this movie gave me just by like the animation wise, it gave me Captain America vibes. Wait, nope. I wrote Captain America, but I actually meant Captain Planet.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I can see that.
Captain America.
I can see that. And there's like the kid aspect to it. And
Yeah.
stuff. The little Witwicky kid.
Yes. The little Witwicky kid who had an electric skateboard.
I thought it was like a hoverboard, really.
Right,
Like I was like, eat your heart out, Marty McFly.
Yeah.
It predates Back to the Future too.
Does it really?
I think so.
Oh my God. I wrote everyone wanted a hoverboard, like an electric skateboard.
Was this 84 or 86?
86.
Yeah. So the first one had come out, but I think that predates the second one.
Oh yeah, because he had that.
And this would have been in the era of like it takes a long time to draw the cartoons.
Yeah.
You know, this is all hand drawn
Yeah.
stuff. So it's not like South Park where they do it in 6 days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I mean, South Park is fairly simplistic with just like. Meh, 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 meh.
Yeah, but it's all digital. It's
But they don't have to like
Give
mold
credit.
the mouths. I feel like they did a
Yeah,
really
no, they
good
don't.
job of
keeping that paper design.
making the mouth look like they're actually saying what they're saying.
Oh, in this, yeah.
Yeah. Instead of like South Park is just.
Yeah. Yeah, this was a day of like back in the day of like I don't know who animated this, but it was in the era of like, you know, Chinese, Korean,
Yeah.
like sweatshoppy animation studios.
Mm.
Which
Yeah. Yeah. I thought it was really cool that when they get cut, when like the actual robot creatures get cut, they don't bleed.
Yeah.
They spark.
Yeah.
Like I thought that was really clever.
But they do cry kind of.
Yes.
Megatron cries.
Yes.
What big baby.
I know the tears coming out of their eyes.
I can be repaired.
Oh, Optimus Prime says, was it Optimus Prime? Someone says, soon I shall be one with the Matrix.
Yeah, that's
And at that point, I didn't know what they were talking about.
yeah.
And I was like the Matrix? The Matrix? Like,
Not like Neo Matrix.
Yeah.
But, yeah. But
But-
kind of, yeah.
but when Optimus Prime pulled something out of his chest,
Yeah.
it reminded me of Tony Stark.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I see that.
I was like, is that where they got that idea from?
It's like
Well, 'cause, I mean, if it's-
the leadership matrix. No, I don't think so. I think Tony Stark predates this.
Oh,
Oh yeah, Tony Stark was going on in the 70s.
well then, if it's Marvel, isn't it all from the brain of?
Oh, I don't know that Marvel created the Transformers.
Okay.
I think maybe Marvel had the rights to do like the comic books and stuff, but I don't know for sure. Like this is not part of my research, Alexis.
Okay.
Come on. Like you would know it. Like,
Gosh.
yeah, I don't know. Somebody can correct us. Somebody can tell
Yeah,
us.
please tell us. We don't know.
Yeah, this is supposed like an informal. This is a more informal thing because this is not an area of expertise for either of us.
Right.
So
I got really upset when Prime died.
yeah, okay. So imagine you were a child who'd watched 2 seasons of this show and then went and saw this in the theater, and Optimus Prime dies before the movie's halfway over.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But when he died, he turned gray.
he turned gray. Yeah, that's when you know they're really dead. Remember when what's his name? The mega what's his face? Oh my god.
What? Megatron?
No, not Megatron. What's his name? The other one, the one who takes over the oh my god, why can't I remember the character's name? Ultra Magnus.
Oh, yes.
When he gets blasted apart,
Mm-hmm.
he doesn't change colors, and they pick up his things and he comes back to life because he's not actually dead yet.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Huh? Eric Idle was in this, by the way.
Yes,
Yeah, we forgot to
that's
mention that. Of all the people,
You're right.
Eric Idle was also in it.
I know. That was great.
Yeah. Okay, so what else? What else?
They said shit.
Yeah. And Sam in the next one also says shit, but we'll cover that when we get to the
Yeah.
next movie.
But, you know, this movie, I don't even know what this movie was rated.
PG.
Oh, it could have been rated G.
Yeah.
Being back in the 80s, because in Little Monsters, they were swearing a lot, and that movie was rated G.
Yeah. There's a deal where well, this is really violent too.
Oh, yeah.
There was a deal then that you could still get a guaranteed PG if you had only one shit. So they used it. They were like, you know what? We got it. Let's use it. So,
amazing.
Yeah.
They did it well because it caught me off guard.
Oh, yeah.
I was like,
clutching her pearl, fanning herself off.
oh my goodness, I'm getting the vapors.
My lucky stars.
Blur was way too fast.
Yeah.
The way he spoke, it like made me dizzy.
Yeah, well, I guess it's kind of the idea.
I guess that is the idea. I was just like, you're driving so fast. What? Slow down. What's happening?
Yeah.
Oh, there was a line that I wrote down. Someone said, believe it or not, this is the fun part. And I said, how does one differentiate? Because it's all action.
Yeah, but some people are, I don't know, you have a plan. This is the fun part. Yeah, I don't know.
I was like, it all seemed fun.
Oh.
How do you differentiate between when you have boring fun and exciting fun?
Well, when you have momentum, you have home field advantage, or you feel like you're turning the tables, then
right.
Yeah, that's the fun part. But when you feel like you're getting beat, that's not the fun part. It's still action, but it's not the fun part.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Something that I found interesting was that they, if the robot creatures are thrown into space, it kills them. However,
but it kills them.
Being underwater does not. And they're electronic.
So Megatron and his little buddies got thrown out into space, and they survived all the way to Unicron.
Oh, I don't know why I thought that they had died out in the...
I think the idea was we're just going to let them float off into space. They'll just be floating out there forever,
okay.
Kind of a thing.
Okay. Yeah.
In theory, if they encountered a planet that had enough gravitational pull to pull them in, they would maybe burn up in the atmosphere. So that would be one thing. But
okay.
But otherwise, I think the idea is they just float out there forever, just awake.
Oh. Ugh.
Yeah.
That sounds terrible.
Yeah.
I definitely wrote Dare to Be Stupid by Weird Al. Ugh. That was so perfect. Yeah. It was so perfectly placed.
Yeah, everything about the music in this movie. In fact, I was looking, I was like, oh, I wonder if I can get this on vinyl.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I was looking that up. But apparently the original album is pretty collectible, especially on CD.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, scared the shit out of me. A little hiccup there.
I hope it doesn't come back. I had hiccups earlier today, and it the whole drive here, just hiccuping the whole way.
Yeah.
Eric Idle's character, I don't remember who he played, but I love how he goes, I talk TV too.
Yeah.
It was so cute. It's it was as if he was saying, we don't speak the same language, but TV brings everyone together.
Well, and yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I also think I wondered if it reminds me of Bumblebee in the newer movies where Bumblebee can't talk.
Yeah.
And so I wondered if they got that idea for Bumblebee from this movie that was a reference to this.
Yeah. Maybe so.
Sorry, I'm just pulling up Eric Idle's
character's name.
Character's name, yeah. Just got to find it here. Here, vamp for me.
The reason I said, we don't speak the same language, but TV brings everyone together. I have a friend who is from Lebanon, and she learned English from watching Friends.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and she has an American accent when she speaks English because of Friends.
She's like, Fafanopoly. That's from Friends. I was like, it's swear thing. I don't know.
Oh, right. Or the...
Yeah. Eric Idle, his character's name was Wreck-Gar.
Wreck-Gar. Right, because they had that interesting, eep oop, meep moop kind of language.
There was a BB-8 kind of thing going on there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice. It reminded me a little bit of the Jetsons when Elroy, right? Elroy's the son.
Yeah.
He came up with this song It's like oop, eep, oop, op, op. And that's what it reminded me of.
Okay. I believe you.
While watching this, I had no idea that Unicron was a Transformer.
Yeah, and there was a lot of like thoughts. The script for this like went through a ton of iterations, and there was a lot of thoughts about like whether Cybertron or whether the Wrecker Planet could transform itself. And so that's kind of one of the remnants of the idea of a planet being able to actually be a transformer as well. So
it was wild because when he transformed into a being, he was much smaller than when he was a planet eater.
Rearrange those parts,
I guess.
Yeah.
Which I guess I learned in the second movie that like massive things can shrink down to this size.
Yeah, like the Allspark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did feel bad for the Decepticons because he was ruining their home. I felt bad. Like,
They're evil, though.
I know, but
Let them be homeless.
I'm a make love, not war kind of.
I mean, it's a movie about war.
I know. It was a movie about war. But I was like, he's ruining their home.
I'd rather watch these robots fight each other than make love to each other.
Yes.
Just a lot of banging metal. Either way, I guess. A lot of scraping.
Fair.
Yeah.
Oh, that large vat that they were dropping.
The acid vat or whatever.
The acid vat. I was like, that reminds me of Roger Rabbit.
Oh, I was thinking Toy Story. Toy Story 3.
I haven't seen Toy Story 3.
Oh, then I'll just stop there then.
Oh, no.
Yeah, you have to wonder until you see it now.
Oh, my gosh. Some of my other notes, I just have 2 more notes about this.
Oh, okay.
A robot getting strangled doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. I think there's like, do they breathe? But they do like make noises like, they gasp and stuff. So like, I think there's an assumption that maybe air is important to them in some way. I know
maybe oxygen.
Although they can float in space and they're fine.
They can float in space. They can breathe and talk underwater.
Yeah. Maybe it's maybe when he's choking him, he's cutting off supply from like oil or whatever life juice comes out of them. Life juice. Lubricant.
It sounds bad either way.
It all comes back to the robots making love to each other. Oh boy.
Oh gosh.
So this movie it's interesting because critically it's like in the 50s, 60s, as far as like scores go.
Oh.
Which is still okay, better than average. But it's really revered, the film, and even with the scores, kind of critic scores as low as they are, it's still talked about very positively, critically, and about how it's darker than people expected it to be, and it's weirdly emotional, and I mean people were really like moved by Optimus dying, like it was a big deal.
I'm sure.
That was a very corporate decision. It was so a lot of the characters died in this. A lot of the good guys and bad guys die in this film.
Yeah.
And part of that was because they were going to change it up for the TV series because they wanted to sell new toys.
Ah.
Yeah, new and expensive toys. So they wanted to move on from the previous characters.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fun.
Yeah, and Galvatron comes back in the cartoons.
Oh, really?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Not Optimus, I don't believe.
No.
Optimus
Prime is like that was the only name I really knew.
Yeah, the face of the Transformers.
Yeah.
Movie. Yeah.
I gotta say, granted there were a lot of big names that did voiceovers in this movie. Yeah. I didn't recognize a ton of them, and I miss that.
Oh, sure.
I miss not recognizing the voice of the person.
I think nowadays we go, I recognize that voice, but you don't know who it is, and you have to like get on your phone and look it up, and it's going to eat at you the whole movie.
I just want to watch the movie and hear the voices. I don't want to be like, oh, that's Ellen DeGeneres, and that's
Yeah.
so and so. Because like then I just think, oh well, I just think of that person instead of the character.
But you get access to more stuff because of the celebrityness of it.
Yeah, but that's dumb.
You get to see more stories than you would have otherwise.
Maybe
You might not get to see a really great story because they can't get it sold because they have no star power behind it and it won't sell in China or whatever.
Well, maybe
right?
the advertising agency should do harder work.
Well, but it has nothing to do with the advertising agencies. It's getting it made.
They only want to hire people who already have the following. They don't want to do the work of like growing a business.
No, it's
I clearly have feelings.
China that drives that. We don't have the control over that. I guess they could say we could abandon China. We could abandon that market. But then the studios don't do as well, which means they produce less products, which means you only get the products. You see what I'm saying?
They do. I mean, they could just try to do more quality work instead of doing the same thing over and over again. I'm so tired of sequels. Sorry.
Yeah, but
says the person who's talking about movies that had many sequels too.
Yeah, and I'm all down for as many Marvel movies as they'll make, right?
Sure. Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it's a better discussion for I don't know. It's
elsewhere.
I don't think there's a problem with sequels. I don't think there's a problem with reboots because there is a lot of like fresh content out there.
Mm-hmm.
We make more movies now than we ever have. And I think people sort of like pine for the days of like the 80s, right? Like that was like a really like nostalgic time for people for film, where people felt like new things were being made. But then they like, it's like, what movies first come to mind when you think of the 80s,
Goonies.
Yeah. So Goonies, a lot of people say like Ghostbusters, Back to the Future, Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
All three of those examples are franchises that have continued to this day. Ghostbusters continues to this day. Indiana Jones continues to this day. Back to the Future doesn't, but I think they want to. So, I think people kind of overlook that, but I think also they overlook the idea that like, these aren't real numbers. I'm just going to throw numbers just for the sake of the argument.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say 100 movies were made in 1986.
Yeah.
Maybe probably less. And today, 300 movies are being made, so it's like, yeah, you've got a bunch of sequels and reboots and stuff, but there's a lot of other stuff out there. It's just that the ones that people want to see are the sequels and the reboots. They wouldn't do them if people weren't wanting to go to them,
Yeah.
So I hear that. I hear this like argument a lot where people are like, oh, they don't make movies like they used to. There aren't original ideas and stuff. And I'm like, well, go see an A24 film, like motherfucker, like open your eyes, because there's plenty of stuff out there. You're just not going, like, you're hearing about everything everywhere all at once after the Oscars. So like,
right.
There's a lot of really great special films out there.
Yeah.
And just people just aren't accustomed to like making the effort to enjoy cinema.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's some really, like, Dev Patel made a movie this year,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's some really great, and his previous movie was an A24 film that like only the art crowd went and saw. So like the original films are out there. You're just not watching them.
Yeah.
If you're sick of Marvel, fine, go watch something else. But allow me to watch Marvel.
Watch Marvel. Do it.
Yeah, no,
I'm not going to stop you.
No, you're not. I'm just saying. I just hear these little silly arguments. I'm just like, it's kind of like when people are like, "Oh, such and such movie's bad. Oh, this Marvel movie is bad." Or I said Marvel, but it could be anything, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, have you really watched a bad movie? Because there's a lot of movies out there.
There are a lot of bad movies.
And the movies that people think are bad are average.
Right.
So,
right. We've been spoiled.
Yeah.
We've been spoiled by the amazing films that are available.
Yeah. There's some really great stuff out there.
Yeah.
All right. I'll stop.
Do you have any more? I have no more notes about this first film.
The writer, Ron Friedman, bless him, fought for a few things for the film. He fought to have the Witwickies actually have some sort of human interaction in the film, which I think is needed. And the other thing he fought for was he created RC, and he was told unequivocally, no female robots. This is a movie for boys, and we don't need to have that. And so they fought for some female robots to show up. I think some show up at the end of season 2. This is like after season 2. It's technically 20 years after, but
Yeah.
He had a daughter and was like, no, we're doing something for her too.
Good.
So good on him. At the beginning of the movie, there's a really cool moment where the Autobots are taking off in their ship, and Optimus Prime's like, Cliff Jumper, commence the countdown or whatever. Cliff Jumper was Casey Kasem doing a countdown.
Nice.
Yeah, which is, I think, is like a clever little
It is very
winky
clever.
wink thing. Let's see, what else do I have in here? Orson Welles could never remember like the name of his character, and so when he would do interviews and people were asking him about being in this movie, he would be like, I'm a robot toy who fights with other smaller robot toys. Which they didn't make a toy for Unicron for like, I don't know, like 20 years or something. Like,
Really?
Yeah. It was like, a modern day nostalgia thing to make the
Interesting.
toy for him. They originally were going to do a toy, and I think it was just like too difficult, and like the pieces weren't like, they were too flimsy or whatever for the design.
Yeah.
So it took them like 20 years or something to make a movie or a toy. The film, this is really interesting to me. The original widescreen film negatives were destroyed, and for a long time, the only way you could get this was full screen. And the film school, what are they called? The North Carolina School of Filmmaking, pieced together a bunch of reels. Like they found, reel 1 here and reel 6 here and reel 3, and of widescreen versions of it, and pieced it all together. And that's why we have the widescreen version releases now. It's because of that filmmaking school. So,
Thank you.
yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Love that.
The movie takes place 20 years later. I mentioned that already. Leonard Nimoy. He does Galvatron.
Yes.
He becomes, in the spoiler alert, in the new series of movies, the Beification. He plays Sentinel Prime in Transformers: Dark Side of the Moon.
Cool.
Yeah, who's also a traitor, like a Autobot turn bad guy. Yeah.
Oh no.
Yep. I think that's about all I have for this.
Amazing.
Yeah, I talked about Catman Scruthers. Yeah, it's Catman Crothers. Catman Scruthers. Yeah, it's hot. We're gonna attribute it to the heat.
Yeah.
Yes, that's about all I have. I mean, there's a lot of like really interesting things, but most of them are really niche, fan things that I don't know that's right for our audience or conversation. You're just gonna be like, I don't know who Blackjack is or whatever the character's name is. I don't know if that's a Transformer. It just jumped out at me. Okay, let's do you want to talk about the new Transformer?
Sure.
Well, okay, first, would you recommend that first film for people?
Yeah.
Yeah, it feels like a film like people should probably watch before they die. The animation's good, the music's really good.
Animation is fantastic.
It's a story that you can kind of like, it's easy to understand even if you're not, like, you had never seen the cartoon, and I feel like you didn't seem confused or anything.
No.
Except when they're strangling each other or driving underwater.
Yes. I think it was really fun.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. And the music, the soundtrack is just so good.
So the You Got the Touch is from this movie.
Yes.
So it was written for Cobra, the Stallone movie. And I could be wrong about that, but I think it was written for Cobra. They didn't use it for that, and so it was available, and they got it for this. So that song is from this movie.
Yes. And when I Shazammed it, because I wanted to know who wrote it, and it's Stan Bush. He did quite a few songs.
Okay.
For this movie.
Oh, for the movie, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Shazam was like, this song was released in 2007. And I was like, no.
Is that because of Boogie Nights? When was Boogie Nights? That was earlier than that. Right?
Yeah. Boogie Nights was earlier than that. So Shazam is confused because then I Googled it because I was like, that's not correct. And it came out in 86.
Yeah. So the reason I say Boogie Nights is because Mark Wahlberg's character, Dirk Diggler, sings it. He goes to a recording studio in it and sings that song and records the album for it.
What?
But funny enough, Mark Wahlberg is in one of these later Transformer movies.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, little Wahlberg connection.
Wow. That's mild. That's mild.
That's mild.
That's mild.
Not that interesting of a fact, but that's mild.
That's my new phrase.
As the young people would say, that's mid.
Mm-hmm. Totally. Cool.
So next Transformers movie.
Yeah, the next Transformers movie, IMDb says, an ancient struggle between two Cybertronian races, the heroic Autobots and the evil Decepticons, come to Earth with a clue to the ultimate power held by a teenager.
Yeah.
Likely story.
Yeah. How often does that happen?
I know, right?
I only had a nickel. Yeah, so why don't you go ahead? My notes are all over the place for this.
Okay. My notes are a little random.
Okay.
Because,
great.
I mean, I was really enjoying watching it.
Yeah, this is going to go well.
I will say, I just want to preface with, I don't really like action movies. And I was like, great, we're going to watch Transformers. And it was really fun.
Yeah, I told you it was fun.
It
dumb,
really
but fun.
is fun. Yes.
Yeah.
Immediately with the cube. I was like, the cube?
Yeah, the cube.
It reminded me of The Cube, the movie The Cube.
With the people stuck inside a giant cube?
Yes.
Sure.
And I wasn't sure if there was going to be something similar.
That's what is going on inside that cube. It's another movie is inside that cube.
Ah, amazing. We should have done that as a double feature.
They all died when it shrinks down.
Oh no, and Shai is just carrying them around.
He's just carrying a bunch of corpses around. Heavier than it looks.
I was delighted to see Timothy Olyphant. Josh Duhamel.
Yeah.
They look exactly the same.
Yeah, sure. It's funny because I was thinking about it when you said that, and I was like, maybe because I spent so much time watching Timothy Olyphant, like I'm a huge Olyphant. I'm an Olafan.
Clever.
Only fan? No, wait. No, I keep breathing really heavy into the mic. I apologize. It's hot. So I feel like when you said that, I was like, it doesn't look that much like it. But I get it. I get it. I used to get them mixed up.
Like young Timothy.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is I feel like I've watched him enough now as a little bit older.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, especially like Go era Oliphant.
Yes.
Yeah. This is very much that look. Yeah.
God, the military are in Qatar, and they say there's like this unknown object, and they go, if you do not comply, we will respond with deadly force. And I wrote, said in English, in Qatar. Good old Americans thinking everyone speaks English.
Yeah.
Like,
just assuming.
Okay. Yeah.
Nobody to translate just in case.
Exactly.
I'm gonna do the whole defense of the movie thing.
Okay.
They did think it was an American aircraft.
They did?
Yeah, they talked about, the designation on the aircraft is such and such that, and they were like, we thought that was shot down. That can't be right. Mm-hmm. And on the side of the aircraft, it says U.S. Air Force.
Right. And that was a Decepticon, right?
It was a Decepticon. So.
Right. It turned into that crazy thing with the spike that killed that one guy. The Ginge.
It had Scorponok on it. It didn't turn into Scorponok. It was two Decepticons, Scorponox and...
Mm-hmm. That guy.
Yeah. It's not Starscream. It's someone else. I can't remember.
Okay.
So it was two of them. And when he gets there, Scorponox jumps off and goes into the ground, and he stays and fights them. Like gets up and blows shit up.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff gets blown up.
So much stuff.
They did so much practical. Like
really,
you would think that it was just like, there's a robot on the screen, everything is digital. No, they're blowing up cars and stuff.
Oh wow,
yeah, super cool.
Oh wow,
That was one of the things. So Steven Spielberg produced this.
Yeah,
Michael Bay didn't originally want to do it because he was like, a movie about toy robots. I don't want to do it. But then he was sort of like, oh, I really love cars and I really want to work with Steven Spielberg. And so one of the pieces of advice that Spielberg gave him was like as little CG as possible. So pretty much if it's a robot on screen, it's CG.
Yeah.
If it's a robot actually interacting with something, sometimes it is CG. Sometimes the thing it's interacting with is physical.
Cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
There's a really great, I'm trying to think if I should wait to see if you have a note about it. A really great physical, like, explosion stunt thing they did.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't write anything down about physical explosions.
So they get chased on the highway by Devastator.
Yeah.
And it, like, cuts through a bus.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. That was a real bus. Yeah. They, like, cut this bus and had it on wires, and they had, like, explosives and stuff, and yeah, super cool.
What they could have done to make it seem just a teensy bit more realistic is had, like...
People flying out of it.
Yeah.
Really? Is that what you're
Yes.
saying? I was just saying.
Like, not real people, have dummies or something
Yeah.
in there. So at least it looked like it wasn't just an empty bus.
Yeah. Well, maybe it was only a driver on it. Maybe it was going back to for service.
Okay.
You don't know.
That's fair.
I didn't look at the where it was going on that.
It just reminds me of, like... It reminds me of the opening of Sex and the City, where there are people in the bus, and then it turns around the corner, and Sarah Jessica Parker gets hit with water, and then suddenly the bus is empty.
Oh, okay.
And it's like...
Is that like the opening credits or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Never seen it.
Oh, it's actually fun.
Sure.
So anyway, if you're going to blow up a bus, pretend like there are people in there.
Sure.
It's more... It makes the Decepticons seem even that much more evil.
Yeah. Well, yeah. No, I agree.
Oh.
It does make you sort of wonder what the body count is of this film, because a lot of vehicles get destroyed, a lot of buildings get crashed into.
Yes.
Yeah. You got to think there's probably a bunch of dead people.
There are a lot of dead people, but it's all the Decepticons' fault.
And
What are the not Decepticons? The Autobots. The Autobots just care about... The Autobots are so good. They're like, we don't need to harm people.
Mm-hmm.
I believe they say that at one point.
Well, at one point, one questions. I think Ironhide questions, like, why are we helping them? Actually, Optimus Prime says a really cool thing, and I have a note about it. Actually, freedom is the right of all sentient beings, which is the first time it's been said. But that's his motto, and it was printed on the packaging for his toy.
Really?
Yeah. So
that's lovely.
Yeah,
I like that.
It's nice that they worked it in.
Yeah.
Because we're sentient, we get to have freedom. Yay! You know, Tyrese in this film,
yes,
paid the filmmakers to let him have a role in it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well done, Tyrese.
Dane Cook tried to get into it too because he was it was like a big fan when he was a kid. Like it was his like favorite show. You're like, no, poor Dane Cook. He gets a lot of crap. I don't know anything about him really.
I really enjoyed his comedy when I was in college.
Yeah, that's I think a common thing I hear.
Yeah,
it's very much for college age kids of a specific time.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so what other notes you got?
$5,000 for a sports car? Ah, those were the days.
Yeah, well, he didn't want to give it to him for $4,000, but
I know, but still, you can't. I don't think you can buy a car for $5,000.
Oh yeah, well, you could buy a car for $5,000, probably not a Camaro.
Not a Camaro.
Yeah,
not a car that is drivable.
Yeah,
maybe. Unless you're buying it off of Facebook Marketplace.
Serious. Careful of that. You know that song "Bitchin' Camaro"?
No.
Bitchin' Camaro, I ran over my neighbor.
No, I've never heard that.
No. I'll find it for you and send it to you.
Bitchin' Camaro.
I think it's a Dead Milkman.
Really?
I think so.
There's a blast from the past.
It's an older song. It's from like the 80s.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Bitchin' Camaro song.
Viewsters, wherever you're listening to this, just comment your favorite Dead Milkman lyric or just a lyric from Bitchin' Camaro.
Yeah. That'd be awesome.
You're real hiccup.
I know.
It's the heat.
Yeah.
Morning heat.
At one point I just wrote, this is a silly movie. Like, it's just so much more playful
Oh, yeah.
than I was expecting.
Yeah.
I was not expecting it to be, I was just expecting it to be like the cartoon.
Like taking itself super seriously.
Yes.
And, yeah. Which I think works for the cartoon.
Yeah.
Because
Right.
there's like a sincerity behind that. But yeah, for this, like, it was like, it knows what it is, and it's like, hey, it's robots fighting robots, let's have fun with it. And
Yeah.
it's Michael Bay, which means you're going to get lots of, even Bernie Mac got a shot from below where it spun around in a circle. Like, what? And I noticed that you reacted in a great way to the Scorponok's fight scene with like all the slow motion and the sand getting blown up and stuff. They
Yeah.
actually set charges in the sand. They filmed that in an old landmine field. They like scanned it to make sure that it wasn't going to hurt anyone.
Oh my God.
And then they laid charges in under the sand so that way everything it wasn't just like digital stuff.
Yeah.
Again, as little CG as possible.
It was really cool.
Yeah.
They did a very good job at that.
Yep.
Oh God. This could just be me. Is the Secretary of Defense that recognizable? Where people are like, oh my God, it's the Secretary of Defense.
Probably in the military.
Okay.
I mean, all those people were there, like, worked for the military. So, yeah,
Okay.
probably.
That one guy's like worried about how he's dressed. I'm like, I don't know who our current Secretary of Defense
Yeah, probably.
is.
I don't know. Maybe I'm going to guess that there's probably a few faces that you see a lot.
Okay.
When you work in, like, the Pentagon, the president and vice president would be,
Yeah.
like, on the walls. And probably the Secretary of Defense would probably be,
Right?
up there, too, I would think.
Was so delighted to see Rachel Taylor.
Was she the Australian girl?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sad that she got such low billing in the credits.
Yeah.
I mean,
know.
I get Megan Fox because I think this was like her first thing or her first big thing.
Yeah, I think so.
But
Like, I feel like Rachel Taylor was in,
yes,
yeah.
I don't know Rachel Taylor really. I mean, I recognize her, but
I thought she was in She's Out of My League, which was like a dude bro movie.
oh, is that the dudes from Whitest Kids You Know?
I think so.
Oh
Well,
no, or maybe that's Callan. No,
I was excited, and then I looked on her IMDb, and we are the exact same age,
yeah.
same day, same year.
Wow.
Yeah,
Well,
like
happy
exact
birthday.
same age. I was like, Rachel.
I will say, I was a little disappointed that it's like. It was just like hot girls, like I don't know. I'm like, not that hot girls can't be smart and be defense contractor people, but
Right.
like all the dudes around her, like,
Well, it's very 2007.
yeah, just like dirty long hair and glasses and beards and stuff. And I'm just like, like
And
the guy
she,
she
like-
goes to is like heavy set, and I'm just like,
There were some grody parts of the movie. I was just like, ew.
yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Oh yeah, Turturro's character for sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You'll be happy to know that in future movies, Turturro essentially slowly goes insane.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Fun.
Yeah, you get to watch that guy go insane.
He's so fantastic.
He's great. The movies after this are progressively get worse and worse. Like, they're fun because you get to still watch robots beat up other robots.
Yeah.
But like the stories get really bad, and they get
Oh.
really long. And
Longer than this?
I think so. Yeah, one of them was like 3 hours, I think.
Oh my God.
And they start containing storylines that don't pertain to the story. They're just these things that are also happening that just don't
Okay.
help. And so you have a 3 hour movie and you spend 45 minutes of it on a story that doesn't pertain to anything. Is
Yeah.
like rough.
I will say, I think this movie could have been an hour shorter.
Yeah. In the Mark Wahlberg one, there's a whole thing about where a guy is like basically convincing him that it's okay that he can date his teenage daughter because they met when they were both teenagers, and so it's like Romeo and Juliet law, and so it's like it's all okay. And yeah, they spend a lot of time covering that in the film. So yeah, it's like why? Like, why? Yeah.
Fun.
Yeah, real fun.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I not loved, but I was very amused by the making fun of football players and brain damage.
Yeah.
I don't think that it's funny that football players have, like, they experience brain damage because of all the concussions and
CTE,
like,
yeah.
I'm not saying that aspect of it is funny, but like how,
He's witty.
yes,
Yeah,
he's
quick on his
witty.
feet.
That is what I found amusing.
Yeah.
In no way do I think that people who have damaged themselves or have damage, I don't think that's funny.
That's not what she said.
I just had to be clear.
That we had.
Just got real. Oh, hey. But when, like, I didn't notice it when he first got the Bumblebee car, but I think it was when he was in the car with Megan Fox, and I see the air freshener that says Bee Och.
Well, Bee also, when he pulls up into the dealership, when they pull up to the dealership, the used car lot, you see Bee drive by them out on the street, and Bee's like, "Oh, these are the guys," and so Bee turns into the lot and parks, and when he parks next to an old yellow VW Bug, which is what he is in the cartoon.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
And
fun.
I think he's a Bug in the Bumblebee movie too, right? He doesn't become a Camaro till later. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. You haven't seen okay. If we were to ever watch another one, the Bumblebee movie is fantastic.
Great.
It's Haley Steinfeld.
Oh, okay.
And it takes place in the 90s.
Nice.
So it's a prequel to this film.
Cool.
Yeah,
that sounds great. I did
really
like it. It was such a perfect thing. I was trying to come up with a word, but it was a perfect thing where Bernie Mac says the car chooses you. Like, you don't choose the car chooses you. And then it's like,
yeah, here he is.
hello.
Yeah.
That was really perfect.
Yep.
When the car stops working and suddenly Megan Fox is like, "Oh, I know about cars." I'm like, "Why does this hot chick know about cars?"
Yeah. Well,
I'm like,
there's a story.
And I immediately was like, "Oh, her dad."
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. She has a father.
Right. Okay. Great.
And I like that he helps. He's helped along by Bee, but I think the thing that finally like seals the deal for her is when he does something without Bee, and that's you have to expunge her juvenile record.
Yes.
And it's like you can see it in her eyes, like, oh, that's the moment. Like, there's so much that Sam gets help with.
Yeah.
And it's the moment that he does something on his own that he gets the girl.
Yeah.
Also, did you notice her name? Michaela Baines, Michael Bay. There was a rumor that went around for a long time about how she got this part, and that Michael Bay made her come over to his house and wash his car in a bikini, and he like videotaped her and all this stuff. So she has gone on record now that rumor lasted for a long time. She's gone on record now saying, no, that's not what happened. He just had me. I don't think it was at his house, and she said he just had me come and pretend to work on a car.
Okay.
He just wanted to see what I look like working on a car, which I kind of get, right? Like, it's sort of like having a chemistry read, right?
Right. Was it like just for him?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I hope not.
She seems to have like downplayed it as if it's like not what people think it is.
Okay. Okay. Good.
She's an interesting person.
Yeah.
Seems like she's like, I feel like she like has like fallen into some like troubled things, but
has bounced back.
Well, she's like, well, I don't know, maybe. She, the whole Machine Gun Kelly thing is weird. But like the rings and stuff, like the wedding ring is like barbed, and so if she tries to take it off, it would like cut her, and yeah, that's a weird relationship to be in, I think. But it screams red flag.
Oh no.
But she's really talented.
Yes.
And I think she's sort of like viewed as like a dumb bimbo with boobs, like like a boob actress. And I don't know, I think she's really talented.
I agree.
I think she gets those parts because she has the visual look for it. But
right.
But like Jennifer's Body, she's really great in.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great one.
I don't love Jennifer's Body, the movie itself as a whole, but I think the performances are really good, and I think it's interesting.
Yes. I agree.
Anyways, we're not talking about Jennifer. She did gain 10 pounds of muscle for this movie too.
Jeez.
Yeah.
So she was scrawny.
She was scrawny.
Interesting.
Shia LaBeouf also got a whole like workout thing because they wanted,
I'm sure because he was scrawny.
Yeah. Well, and they all had to do stunts and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's all again.
Yeah.
Little CG.
I feel like not far before this movie, he did Battle of Shaker Heights, where he was a scrawny scrawn.
Yeah. Holes wasn't that long before this, was it?
No.
And also John Voight.
Yes.
The scene where at the end when Shia LaBeouf is like holding on to he's dangling off the ledge.
Yes.
That was actually Shia LaBeouf dangling off a ledge. So
stop it.
Yeah, they had him with a safety harness but no net. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, they did. They did all their own stuff. Yeah, pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
For them. I guess the camera was in a bulletproof like container, and Shia LaBeouf at one point had said something along the lines of like the actors are expendable, but the equipment isn't.
Exactly. Yeah. I was going to say the camera's more important than the actor.
Yeah.
Wow. I loved the song changes that Bee did in the car. Yeah.
Who's gonna take you home? That's pretty funny.
I was very upset by the food being eaten off the ground.
The ding dong.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like don't no. It's been on the such a dirty floor.
Yeah,
I mean, assume. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
you ate other things besides the ding dong.
Oh, goodness. Oh, I wrote, oh, look, women being smarter than men. She goes, are you tracking the signal? He's like, no, you should be. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that note doesn't make any sense. Bummer.
What is the note?
I wrote, I'm the analyst. You, her team. Ugh.
Oh, yeah. She's like, I'm the analyst who discovered the signal. And then the guy goes, her team did.
Right. Thank you.
He takes the credit away from her and gives it to her
right.
team, which she should have given it to her team in the first place. But yes.
But she did. She is the one.
Yeah, I know. I agree. She is the one. And as a leader, my feeling is she should have given it to the team, but she didn't, and she is the one who found it. So I agree.
Yes. I agree. Thank you. I'm glad you knew what I was talking about.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, it stuck out to me too.
The crazy scorpion transformer was crazy.
Yeah.
That I was not expecting. And I felt bad for the Ginge who got the tail through the
Zach Ward.
Yes.
Of Christmas Story fame. Right? Scott Farkas. Right?
Wait,
isn't that Zach Ward?
The boy?
Isn't that Zach Ward?
Yes.
Yeah, the bully that beats him up. The
one that put his tongue on the.
No. Oh. The Scott Farkas has the coonskin cap and beats him up in the alley. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Pretty sure that's Zach Ward. You all right?
I'm good. I'm really warm.
Yeah, it's really hot. Well, we're gonna power through this. We're gonna make it
great.
You have a lot of stuff about technical stuff, so I'm sort of letting you get through your thing. Oh, the truck of Furbies.
I missed it. There was a truck of Furbies?
That gets blown up. Yeah, in the big downtown scene.
Oh my god.
It was a real truck of Furbies.
Good. Furbies need to go away. Yeah. Furbies are scary. Like they would just turn on. Excuse me?
Everybody do me a favor and look up Long Furby. I totally want one. I really want a long Furby, but I've sort of been banned from having one in the house.
When you say long Furby, do you mean it's a Furby that's long?
Yeah.
It's like a Furby snake?
Sometimes people put teeth in them. They're awesome. Or like turn them into octopuses, and yeah. They're super disturbing, but like hilarious at the same time. I really want one.
Oh my gosh.
Anyways, go ahead with your next note.
There's only one hacker in the world who can crack this code, and it's Anthony Anderson.
Yeah. Yeah, only one.
Only one.
Well.
How convenient that he was nearby.
Only one that she knows, probably.
True. True. Also, a couple of times this happened, it becomes nighttime awfully fast. They're like, drive in, it's daytime, and then nighttime.
Yeah, I mean, at least they explain, like, they showed time pass, I guess. A little bit.
Because
I think it's like they drive, it's daytime, then they drive, and they get like a wide like helicopter shot, and it's like dusky.
Yeah.
Like it's like sunsetty, and then the next time you're close to them, it's night.
Okay.
I feel like I could be wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But I have that in my brain for some reason. So.
I feel like his parents were so oblivious to everything that was going on. Like I don't know, maybe I'm just extra sensitive to sounds, but like, wouldn't you have heard things getting knocked over in your backyard?
Yeah.
And
well, I think they're like, definitely oblivious to things. They don't learn about the Transformers, and like they learn about them in between movies. According to official canon, they don't know what actually. So the Battle of Mission City or whatever it is at the end is supposedly cut off from the world because there's like communications down and stuff, and all transmissions are jammed.
Yeah,
and so and they evacuated as much as they could ahead of time. So like the number of people who actually experienced it supposedly is really low. So according to the filmmakers, the world does not find out about Transformers at the end of this film. And so that's the parents are being interviewed in the credits. And
oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's why they're like, if something were happening, the government would tell you.
Yeah. So they learn later in between movies. Yeah.
Sure.
And the shot of the Starscream going off into the space in the credits. One is supposed to be like, that movie's coming, but the other piece was that it's a reference to the end of the first one we watched, where at the end Starscream and some of the other Decepticons shoot off into space.
Oh yeah.
So it was sort of a little like winky wink.
Cool.
Yeah,
I like it.
There's a few of those winks.
Yeah.
It was like Optimus says the same thing to Megatron. He's like, today one of us will fall.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's true. One of them fell in both movies.
Speaking of John Turturro being gross in this, I wrote, he goes, criminals are hot, and looks at right at Megan Fox. I was like, ew, gross. She could be your daughter. Ew, gross.
She's a teenager.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Yeah, it's gross.
Like probably a junior, maybe a sophomore.
Yeah, I don't know.
But like either way,
yeah, if Sam's,
definitely underage.
If Sam's getting a car bought for him, it's probably
16
or 17.
Yeah, gross. Oh my gosh, this I thought was so lovely. They said there's no way to free Bumblebee without harming the humans, and I said they are more advanced than humans.
Oh yeah,
because humans would be like, it doesn't matter.
Do it at all costs.
Yeah.
Yeah, harm everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Generally, yes, you're right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think there are some situations where it's like, oh, we can't go do this because there are too many civilians around. We wouldn't like. Some people will just bomb the fuck out of a hospital, but some people won't.
Mm-hmm.
So you're right. You're right. Not all humans.
No. Oh gosh, this Decepticons are hiding amongst us. I said, if that isn't a commentary on real life, I don't know what is.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed this movie. I'm so surprised.
I think like it's interesting watching these movies with you because you have ended up watching and enjoying more things than you thought you would.
Yeah.
I think back to like The Conjuring is a really great example.
Oh, I know.
And again, that's what this is about. But I think too, like you don't give yourself enough credit for being like a movie person. Like to me, it seems just an opinion that it seems that you've locked yourself into a box. Like this is who I am and this is what I like. And I think that you are you have broader tastes than you give yourself credit for. That's fair. And I think, and I do this too. There's plenty. Again, pointing back to the point of this podcast, drawing a movie out of the bucket like you did last week, and you were like Transformers. It forces you to do something, and then you find out a lot of times that you're glad that you were forced to do it. And
Yeah.
that, again, pointing back, I said this many times on the podcast. I always point to Sophie's Choice, because it was the first episode Steve and I did on this podcast, and I'd never seen it, and I'd always avoided it, and then I ended up loving it. Sunset Boulevard was another one. I'd always avoided it, and I ended up loving it. So
good.
you know, I get it, but
Yeah.
you're not in a box, Alexis.
I'm not in a box. I am.
You're a strong, powerful, independent woman. You can like whatever you want.
Yeah. I think I pigeonhole myself into like, I only like indie films because I know that I'm pretty much almost always I will love an indie film.
Yeah, it's what you want to do, and
Yeah. And maybe that's why, like, I don't know.
I think indie films tend to be looked at as the more meaningful and deeper films.
Yeah.
And, you know, I wouldn't go so far as to say either of these movies are super deep or anything, but
they do have a message. They do have a good message hidden.
And there are plenty
which is nice.
There are plenty of like really big action. Like Black Panther, the first Black Panther film is another one I can think of where they put a lot of like thought into everything, all the way down to the costume, colors. You know, that like, so I think people just sort of write off action and comedy and stuff sometimes.
Yeah.
Assume they're not as deep as they are, and just turns out some of them are really really thoughtful.
Yeah.
Yay. What other notes you have?
I have 3 more notes.
Okay.
They go, Sam, get to the building. And I wrote, why don't they fly him to the top of the damn building?
They gotta fight the other robots to keep them off him.
Like one of them could just be like super sneaky. And...
Well, it would have been Bumblebee's job, right? But
yeah,
no legs.
No legs. I love that Megan Fox's character was like, I got this.
Yeah.
And like,
this is my guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally took care of him. She's like, you shoot. I'll drive. You shoot. And I was like, yeah. Kill them all.
Jesus. Yeah. Sure.
Knowing that he was actually strapped to that building.
Yeah.
I could not. I would need something below me. I I know, but I have a fear of heights.
Oh yeah. Well,
and
how much money would it take to get you over that fear of heights? So they're just like
a lot of money and something to land on.
A lot of money to land on.
Yes. There we go. I'll be like McDuck.
A trampoline made out of money.
I'll just dive into that pit of gold coins.
Oh no, that just
I know
all your bones.
Yeah,
you would just be a bag of liquid. Liquid bones.
Oh yeah. At the end, when they just throw the aliens into the ocean, it's like, that's a good way to dispose of trash. Sure, yeah, just throw it into the ocean. But like, none of them were gray. If we're going by the rule,
I don't know if that rule applies to the new movies.
They weren't gray.
It's true they weren't gray. It's true they weren't gray, and
you just put them in water, and water doesn't kill them.
I'm gonna give you a little tease.
Okay.
There's another movie, and you might be right.
Oh my god! You mean they just left the aliens on their planet? They didn't like dispose like.
You know, it's also like they've talked about like the type of like energy signatures and stuff coming off these things. It's like they just dump radioactive material into the ocean.
I
don't know. It's weird.
Yeah.
And if you go to Universal Studios, you can ride the Transformer ride.
I've never been.
And you could help protect the Allspark. It's a great ride. It's a great underrated ride that more people should ride, but they don't.
Huh.
It's awesome. It's a mixture of 3D projection and physical sets.
That's great.
Yeah, it's really cool.
I like that. Okay, the last note I have is, it's weird for them to be making out on top of Bumblebee. Like,
yes, it
super
is.
weird.
That's your friend now.
Yeah.
Like, understand he's sentient and you're just laying on top of him and making out. Laying on top of him is one thing because you sit in him, right? Like, he's already like acquiesced to that.
Correct.
But like being intimate.
Yeah.
Like, are they having sex in the back of Bumblebee? Oh, that's weird.
That means no. Ugh.
So be a 3-way then, I guess.
Way to go, Bumblebee. You really picked a winner.
living a good life, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So those are my notes.
Okay. So do you know who? Okay, so the physical aspects of Optimus Prime, they
Yeah.
modeled that, sort of those body movements and body language, after a very famous actor. Do you have any guesses?
No.
Modern famous actor, somebody with gravitas,
Patrick Stewart.
somebody with a particular set of skills.
No.
Liam Neeson.
Oh.
Have you not seen Taken? No. Oh my god, it's like the famous thing. It's like he's on the phone, like in the trailers and everything. It's like, you don't know me,
Oh.
but I have a very particular set of skills, and I will find you.
Oh, that's funny. No, I haven't seen them, but when my dad first came out to visit, he made me we went to that fish place at the end of the pier that
Okay.
I think the first one ends at.
Oh, sure.
We went
why
there
not?
to have lunch. And he was like, "This is where Liam Neeson sat." And I was like, "Great, Dad."
I don't know what he's talking about, but
Okay.
I believe it. Yeah. So Liam Neeson.
Cool.
The so the last like kind of notes I have are sort of technical.
Yeah.
So the they had so much sort of complexity to animating them. They had
Yeah.
a lot of like really small individual parts that all sort of like worked and had their own mechanism.
Yeah.
And so all of the Transformers, because they're different, they all have a different way of movement and transforming. They all
Yeah.
transform a little bit differently. They have like thousands of moving components, even though you don't see them all.
Oh, it looked so complex.
Yeah, they all have different routes that they take to move around the body for each individual character.
Yeah.
And it all depends on elements of where they are in the scene. So the type of terrain. So if they're on sand or if they're on grass or on concrete, in the air, all of that determines how it moves and at what speed it moves.
Oh my gosh.
And what they're intending to do, right? So like there are moments where Optimus is like meeting Sam for the first time, and you notice how long that sequence is. And like when it happens again later in the movie, when I think at the end, when all is said and done, and he transforms, and it's real slow. But then there's moments where he's like driving and then just like do, and
Yeah.
he's like punching another robot. You know?
Right.
So yeah, so all of that's like a really, really complicated thing for each individual robot. And for a single frame of the film, it would take the animators about 38 hours to fill in the single frame
Oh my
if it
gosh.
had a robot in it.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. And animators do not get paid enough.
Nope.
They do not get paid nearly enough.
Nope. They do not.
They're still, as of right now, I think there's a whole animator strike thing going on, right? Is that still happening? I don't know if it's still happening. You probably should know. Sorry.
I
animators.
know.
I have animator
Sorry.
friends too.
Yeah. Well, I know there was like this whole thing with voiceover actors as well.
Yep.
Like, kind of in conjunction with the animators, I believe.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just looking up the news real quick because I feel like we should at least say,
Yeah.
um,
Right.
all this news is from 2 weeks ago, so
Oh.
I'm not sure.
Okay.
But either way, animators need, probably their own Oscar other than Best Animation, Best Animated Film. And so does Stunt Workers, by the way. And I think they need to get paid a lot more than they do.
Absolutely.
I mean, Disney Studios only came about because Disney was trying to get better pay for his employees, for his animators.
Yeah.
Follow the lead.
Yep. Something that I didn't mention about the first film that I would be remiss if I didn't mention is the boy,
Mm-hmm. Dan
thank you.
Dan Witwicky.
He was like wearing this wild suit and he could transform.
Yeah, his little exosuit.
That was so cool. And
Yeah.
I kind of wished that that were a possibility in the like the live action.
I think I want to say maybe in the old cartoon series, people could be in the Transformer, like cars, and they transform. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Because there's a joke in like Family Guy or something where the people are in the car and it transforms and it's like blood squirts out.
Oh no.
So,
Oh no.
yeah, I think it was Family Guy.
Yeah, that sounds like a Family Guy kind of joke.
Yeah.
But like if judging by your response, they did not decide to do that in any of the live action where like someone's wearing this funky suit and then suddenly
I don't think so.
Oh.
I don't. They all, the people are all pretty fragile in the, like they take great care of like catching them and setting them down.
Yeah.
There is a really cool, I think in the last Transformers is a Beast one. It was, yeah. But as Anthony Ramos, is he in the Heights and Hamilton? He's like the lead, and there's a really cool moment where he's in the car and the car like skids and turns and the door opens and he gets out and walks out of the car as it's like
cool.
turning. Yeah, it's really cool.
I like that.
Yeah. It's like used in all the advertisement and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's such a cool shot.
Yeah, it is.
So, yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, I don't have any other notes.
Yeah.
It's hot. I think we could wrap it up if we want. Should we draw a movie or movies? Who knows what's in this thing?
Oh my gosh.
Last time you were like, let's draw a movie. And
I drew last time. So it's your turn.
Because I always draw the bad stuff.
No, nothing bad. Everything is good. I have learned that just because you don't like it doesn't mean it's not going to be a good movie. What is it?
No clue?
Oh.
The Sandpiper.
Huh.
I mean, I can read the letters, but I don't know what it is.
What are these words?
I forgot how to read all of a sudden.
The Sandpiper.
Yeah. Cool.
Anyone who's excited that we're going to be watching The Sandpiper, let us know. Tell us what your favorite part is. What should we
look forward to?
Yeah. What should we expect?
What year do you think it is?
The Sandpiper, I'm going to guess 89.
Mm-mm.
Oh, older?
Mm-mm.
Oh, 72.
I think you'll be excited about who's in it. 1965.
Oh my God.
Elizabeth Taylor and Richard Burton.
Oh, what? I was not expecting that at all. Cool.
Eva Marie Saint, Charles Bronson.
Oh, amazing cast already.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, that's going to be fun.
Yeah. Directed by the same guy that did An American in Paris. Check out the American in Paris episode of View the Right Thing.
What?
Gigi Ziegfeld, Meet Me in St. Louis.
Oh.
Wait, did he direct all those?
Wow.
He's known for them.
Cool.
Yeah.
What's this person's name?
It did Gigi. This person's name is Vincent or Vincente Minnelli.
Vincent Minnelli. Liza Minnelli's dad.
Yeah, I was wondering if it was.
Yeah.
I just assumed
Oh, this is going to be great. I'm very excited.
Brigadoon.
Yes.
The long trailer, which I love. Desi Arnaz
yes.
and Duval.
So good.
So, American in Paris, Father of the Bride, Father's Little Dividend.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm very excited. This is going to be great.
Ziegfeld Follies.
Yes.
Meet Me in St. Louis.
Have you seen Ziegfeld Follies?
No.
We need to put that in the bucket.
No. I'm just joking.
Awesome. This is going to be great.
Okay. So, yeah, that's our next movie. All right, everyone. We're going to go turn air conditioning on and stand in front of an open refrigerator.
Yeah.
Until next time, Bon Cinema.